All right, let's do a quick mic check here. Good morning. How's everybody? See if this mic is working today or not. I got about 10 minutes before open here. NQ trying to push up here going into open. So is ES. Trying to push up here, just pushed above VWAP. So if you would look right here, we're down 108 on Top Step and down 187 on Apex. Took a overnight trade. We can go back and revisit it right quick when we have a minute. So I was up. I got up early, and then we kind of cleared out the low of day here. Had a market structure shift back to the upside. Trade down here. Had a little order block here. So we traded back into it. So I was like, oh, okay, let me just go ahead and take this long for the silver bullet here. And I didn't really even pay attention to the fact that it wasn't 3 a.m. yet, first of all. So silver bullet occurs between 3 and 4 a.m. So I took the long, and it promptly stopped me out. Sold off. Similar setup here. Market structure shift to the upside. Order block. Traded back into it. Took the long. We were up about $550 on the trade, so we're down $370 going into this trade. We were up about $550 at one point. I tried to give it enough room to maybe come back and bounce, but you can see here it just sold off. So we locked in 265 on this one and about 310 on the Apex. But I did take a little, try to take a little momentum trade right here on the Apex account before open. We broke above the VWAP, and I thought we were just going to continue up. So I got long like right in here. You can see it there. And we just pulled back and then went. So lost 130 there. Got a pivot point on the Nasdaq here. Where's that at? Pivot point at the 40. 15,140. So kind of hanging out right there at the pivot point right now. So got about 6 minutes here till open. Let's see what happens. See what the market offers us. Oh. So yeah, I for whatever reason I didn't trust the entry after getting burned on that first one. So I took 2 entries on the loser for the silver bullet between 3 and 4, and only took 1 contract. I think I may have said I took 2 entries. 2 contracts on the loser and only 1 contract on the winner. And that's why there's a disparity there. If we'd taken 2 contracts, it's always if, but if we would have taken 2, we would be in profito. But that's all right. See if we can hold this VWAP. Really got a pivot point right there at 40 and the VWAP right there at 40. So if we hold this, I don't see how we don't kind of move out of here to the upside. If we lose it, then we probably sell off. But if we can hold this level into open here, might get a nice little rip out of here, in which case we may participate. we might just participate in that this morning. Just going to try to be patient. We might take a little trade here at open. We'll see. For the most part, though, going to try to be patient today. But we may have no choice but to take an entry here at open just because there's no real news today to speak of. And typically on days like that, you get a little bit of a nice volatility at the open there. Couple minutes here till open. Couple of minutes here till open. We'll see what we get. All right. Let's pay attention to what we got now. Let's see what we can do. Situation for today on the accounts is we are opening the day. We're about $200 above the drawdown on the Top Step account, so we have to finish today with no less than $200 in losses. It's an end of the day static drawdown, so got to finish the day with no less than $200 in losses there. So that's kind of the plan there. All right, just about a minute here before the open, and let's see what we get. All right, let's watch here, see what we get. Let's pay attention. Kind of want to hold this VWAP area and then just kind of blast up there. Let's check our ATM setup here. Check that. We got 25 seconds. We got time. All right. I'm looking at the 50 area here. It's kind of, if we break through there, that's what we'll break through there strong, possibly. Watching this level here to see what happens. We don't hold that VWAP there, we're probably going to start selling. Maybe a little fake out to the downside before the rip. All right, we're going to take it right here. I was trying to. All right, stops at break even. Can't lose. That was some pretty bad lag there. That's okay. Locking in $50 on the top step and $30 on the apex. So that's the reason why on those initial moves I like to move my stop up fairly quickly, because it can just kind of wick you out here. Really didn't expect this kind of chopping to open, to be honest with you. Trying to go again here. Still kind of holding that VWAP. Doesn't hold that 20 SMA there, then I'd look for a move down possibly. Basing below the VWAP here. Looking weak here. ES holding up a bit better here. ES looking a bit stronger. And be aware that we bounced in this area earlier. Kind of trading into a couple of fair value gaps here. ES looking a lot stronger here. ES still holding the VWAP. ES kind of front running the NAS right now. Looking quite a bit stronger. NAS selling off. Too dangerous here to participate really until we get some sort of clear direction. So nothing to do here but to wait. We took our one shot at it right there at open. Kind of bouncing off that VWAP there on the 1 minute chart for the NQ, which, you know, I don't think holds a lot of water there, but I like the 3 minute VWAP quite a bit better. ES traded back to the VWAP, kind of bouncing off of it now. Get the Nasdaq above that 55 level and I can pump up into the 200s, but especially if the ES kind of goes and makes new highs here. Get the ES back above that 14-15 level here. I don't see how the Nasdaq doesn't go with it. Hanging out around the 4409 level right now. Dollar trying to sell off here. Moving down a little bit. ES showing a little weakness now here. Possibly going to break through this VWAP here on the ES. Didn't break through it yet. Kind of bouncing. Kind of bouncing there. ES trying to push up here, approaching that 4411 level. See if this brings the Nasdaq back above VWAP. It's very choppy here, very, very choppy. I mean, you can see since open, no real clear direction. The longer that the ES holds this VWAP and the Nasdaq kind of holds this 20 SMA, leads me to believe we might pop out of here. But if the ES starts selling here, then I think this is just going to be a waterfall. Dollar trying to move up now. So just kind of waiting and watching here. Not really much to do. Not much has presented itself yet. We took a little bite, little $85 bite between the two. You can give that back and more if you're not careful. So always remember, the longer you wait to trade, there's always opportunities that are going to present itself. He is approaching the 12-13 level here. Nasdaq selling off. One's going to follow the other. The question is, which one's it going to be? ES going to eventually sell off here? Or is the NAS going to pop? Like I said, the longer we hold this 20 SMA, kind of leads me to believe we're probably going to eventually get this move back up. But let's just wait for it, see what happens. There we go. ES making a new high there on the since open. Oh yeah, I guess we do have a pivot point at 1375. ES. Got to get through that. Potentially reject that pivot point and just start selling off like the NAS. Maybe the NAS takes the ES with it here. One or the other. It's either going to blast through the pivot and bring the NAS up, or the other way around. No way of knowing till it happens. ES through the pivot now. All right, I want to take a little momentum long here through the VWAP. I'm getting some lag here. I'm getting some lag here. I don't know what's going on, but I'm definitely getting some lag. I'm going to take that off. You guys see that lag? I mean, what is this? That stopped me out for 125? There's no way. There is no way. Did you guys see that lag? Really? I'm starting to hate Trade-of-8. I'm telling you. Anyways. I don't know if I'm just looking at this wrong. I'll go back later and watch it. But I mean, I moved my stop slightly above break even. It's probably where I moved my stop to right here. And then I hit it didn't move it. It put it back down here. And then I hit exit when we were up over $250 when I hit exit easily. And it stopped me out for 125. So I mean, at the end of the day, we're up. So I'm not too mad about it. But this Trade-of-8 lagging stuff has just got to get fixed. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. ES moved up through that pivot point there all the way up into the 18 level. See what we get. It's 41.22 possible. Coming up on the ES, maybe a move to 29. I guess I should have just let that run. I mean, it would have hit my target, but with me trying to move my stop, I didn't want it to turn back down, and then next thing you know, it stopped me out for a $200 loser there. So I tried to lock in something at least, but that wasn't quite what we were looking for, but that's all right. I was trying to get the full $400, and obviously would have got it, but all right, moving straight through there. Feels bad that we got out of that trade, but that's the thing. It's like if you don't get out of the trade there with it lagging like that, you know. Yeah, I like the entry here for the break of the VWAP. So I'm okay with the VWAP, break of the VWAP, but like, I mean, there was something. I'm going to go back later and watch this, but there's nothing Top Step will do about it. They'll just say, oh, we can offer you a deleted day or a reset. And that's not what we're looking for. It's always nice to find cash in your pocket. I just found $6. Hey, there you go. Just moving up here. Nice huge move up there. We were in it, but we had some lag. I don't know what was going on there. I tried to move my stop. We should have had $400 on this move at least on each account. Try to move my stop into break even. It never came back down and touched my break even. Never. I hit exit when we were about $300 in profit because it would not allow me to move my stop up. It kept moving it back. And I hit exit at around $300. So definitely some kind of lag going on here for sure. But oh well. All right. I don't know what's going on with Trade of A. Anybody else experience any lag? Yeah, I don't know. Kind of frustrating here. I'm just gonna wait. We'll take the. We're gonna wait for the silver bullet setup between 10 and 11, but this lag is. I'm not liking it. Not liking the lag here on Trade of 8. Something's going on with Trade of 8. May have to move to a different platform. Well, we're green here, at least. I mean, that's what we can say. We're at least green, but gonna wait for the ICT silver bullet here to kind of set up here. I don't know. I'm getting a couple other people saying that they're having issues with Trade of 8 as well. It's frustrating. Will not allow me to move my stop, and then you could see when it. I don't know. Unless I'm looking at this thing wrong, I don't think I am. I mean, I'll go back and replay it later, but looks like we're crossing the 200 level here, potentially moving up to the high of day. Might take this move on the Apex account if we get through 5210 here, 15210. We may take it on the Apex account for that move through the high of day at 29. A little pullback here. Like I said, I'd like to see it get through that 210 level, push up to that 230. It's really the only thing I might be interested in. Not going to take it on the Top Step account, but we'll take it on the Apex potentially here. Just watching it here on the 1 minute chart. ES made a high at 28.20, or no, yeah, it did make a high at 28.25. All right, gonna take the long here. Stop's already at break even, so can't lose on it. I'm kind of trail this up kind of tight here. Locking in 6 handles there. Or I guess that was 9 handles. My math's bad. All right, took a little 185 scalp there. Didn't experience any lag on that one, so So that's good. So up $200 there on the Apex account there. Yeah, a little quick scalp there. No, I did that one on the Apex account only. We didn't take that on Top Step. Just a quick little scalper. Yeah, I didn't get one contract was all I felt comfortable with there, just because of the lag and stuff. But I'm quite confident it'll probably move through this high a day here at 29. Approaching that, trying to make this new high here. Approach through the 29 level. ES is just pumping here. It's all the way up into the 30s. I mean, you literally... the breakout on the ES today was super nice. It was way stronger. I saw that from the beginning. I really should have just took the trade on the ES. You're talking about taking a long here at 04 and all the way up into the 30s on the ES. I mean, that is one heck of a move. So, one heck of a nice move there on the ES. Getting a little resistance here on the NAS as it's approaching that high a day. Got to get through that 10 level strong here. Push on up into the 30s. There you go. There's the push through. Push through the 10s up into the 20s. Should really get that. Should get that sweep of the 29 level here. Oh man, there is some very extreme volatility here. I don't know if you guys are seeing that. Look at these. Look at this candle here. Not really interested in anything here yet until get through this high a day, and then we'll see what happens here in that 10 o'clock hour. Got about 5 minutes away from the 10 o'clock hour here. ES kind of finally finding some resistance there at the 35. Kind of pivot on the ES all the way up to the 44. 44, 44. Easy to remember there. Kind of getting into that pivot. Let's see, 15,303 on the Nasdaq. So quite a ways to go for that next pivot. Coming up into that buy side liquidity there on the Nasdaq though at the high of day. I mean, it's gonna pierce it. It's got to. I don't think it leaves it. It's just the question is, does it pull back first and then go? It's gonna probably take it though. All right, getting a pullback here, approaching the top of the hour. I guess it may not take. that high a day. We opened up in that first 10, what was it? First first 10 minutes or so, we just kind of chopped around. We held this SMA, we held it. We said live that we thought if we hold this 20 SMA that we're going to probably bounce out of here as long as the ES stayed above the VWAP. ES never broke the VWAP, and as soon as it started moving up, the NAS eventually went with it. We tried to take an entry right here for the break of the VWAP with a $400 take profit. Try to move my stop to break even once we reach $200. And I think I attempted it 3 times to move it to break even. It wouldn't let me drop, excuse me, it wouldn't let me drop it. And kept putting it back to where it was. So I was scared that it was just going to pull back on us before it hit our target. So I manually exited, and it took us out at $125, even though I know I was watching right here when I hit the exit button, and we were right around $300 in profit. So kind of frustrating, but so that's kind of the if you're new, if you haven't been watching, that's the review of what's happened so far this morning. Of course, we took a little scalp there for $55 at open, right at the open, second candle of the day. Got a little fake out there before it pulled back and then went. So let's see what happens here. Let's cross over at 10 o'clock hour and see what we get. Kind of getting a market structure shift here back to the downside, which is kind of what we're looking for, but we want to wait until that might have to wait for some confirmation on this pullback here. Not quite in that 10 o'clock hour yet. So I almost feel like this is going to be a fake out to the downside, rip back up and take out that 29. It's kind of what I feel like here. I think I'm going to sucker some shorts in here possibly and then rip back up. It's going to be patient. That's exactly what happened to me last night, guys. I tried to take the ICT Silver Bullet setup before 3 a.m. It was specifically 2:56. So 4 minutes before, had a similar setup. Took the entry and it ripped back down to take me out and make a new leg lower before giving me the actual entry between the hours of 3 and 4 there. So similar type setup here, kind of ripping down. Seems like a fake out to me. I could be wrong. You just could continue lower, but it's what it feels like to me. Just a sucker in some shorts to just go back and take out that high a day. Go back and take out that 29, because anyone who got short here, they're going to put their stops right there at the 22 level, 24. Their stop's going to go right above the high of this candle. So sucker the shorts in and then rip it back up and take out that high. Let's see if that's what happens. Honestly, probably would have got me in that. Got me in it this morning, so at 3 a.m. All right, we're officially into the 10 o'clock hour here. Now, we don't have to go take out this high a day. Kind of looking to see if there's any other entries that are being offered on any of the other charts. Don't see any yet. Possible trade back up into that 10 or 15208 area. Let's eyeball that 15208 area there. See if it kind of holds that order block there. There's we do have a green candle here as well. Just kind of watching it here, see what we get. I think we're going to be patient here. We didn't take out the high, which is a little concerning. We don't necessarily have to, but that would be kind of ideal. Pull back, take out the high, then get the shift down. You can see it right there. It just ran. Whoever got short and put your stops right here, it just took you out. Stops have been resting right there above that 22 level. 24, whatever it was. Yeah, 24. So I'd like to see a push up here, take out the high of day, and then we'll look for this market structure shift down. So glad I didn't think about taking these entries. Really, I was just going to watch them because it seemed like we weren't done yet pushing. Trying to sucker you in right here is what the market's trying to do. Didn't quite get to that 29 level. I'd prefer us take that, but like I said, we don't have to take that. But I'd feel better about it if we did. Possibly right here. Possible boner candle right through the 29. Possible boner candle alert. Dollar stair stepping down. Oh. We're just hanging out here. It's not much to do yet. Not showing us any. I mean, we're not buying at the top here, right? Normally, to be honest, we probably would buy here at the top normally, but we're not doing that today. We're being much more patient, waiting for our setup. It's our setup or nothing. So. All right, well, we're just kind of chopping around here at the highs. ES has made new highs here. So you'd think that the NQ would probably do the same. Has not as of yet, though. I think it's going to trade right through here, possibly move up into the 50s, but we're not going to touch it. There we go. Nice overshoot of it right there. Moving right up into the 30s, into the 40s here. Possible move into the 50s, maybe 55 before we kind of find some rejection there. Alrighty, let's see what we can get here. Retesting that 40 level. ES made a new high by 1 or 2 ticks. All right, well, let's see what happens here. See if we get a shift back to the downside here. It's kind of what we're looking for, the highs to be taken. ES still pushing here. NQ's trying to push up into the 50s. All the way up to the 48s. Might overshoot the 50 level to about that 55. Let's see what we get. We're not in it. Again, you know, we're not in it. But, I mean, this makes this entry kind of look decent. But, you know, could have moved up. Would have had to hold through some drawdown, which I wouldn't have done. All right, well, let's see what happens here. And kind of look, like I said, we're looking for the ICT silver bullet. So in this case, we are looking for a reverse here. A little market structure shift back to the downside. We hit the mid 50s there. Almost in the 60s here, pushing up into the 60s. Still waiting for our setup. Waiting for our setup. That's what we're doing. All right, got a high there of 59.25, 15 to 59.25 on the NQ. Pulling back into the 40s here. See if we can get a market structure shift to the downside here. So if we're looking for a market structure shift, we really want to see it pull back into this 27 area, potentially. Just trying to be patient this morning. Display a little bit of patience, if we can. ES topped out there at 44.4075, kind of pulling back itself. Just waiting here, not much to do other than to watch it. See what we got. Alrighty. Nothing to speak of yet. Still just watching. I mean, potentially a shift down past this 26 area, trade back up into this order block. Might offer us an entry short there. A little scary, looking for a short up here at the top. So we need a true shift to the downside here. Like to see a little displacement here to the downside. If we can get some displacement here to the downside, then this has got decent potential to it. All right, see if we can get this pushed down below the 27 area there for this swing low here. Kind of just holding up here at the top right now. No real displacement to speak of yet. Just kind of watching it here. seeing if we're going to get what we're looking for. We did get 60 subscribers overnight there. Appreciate that. Anybody who subscribed. Kind of holding up here. No real displacement to speak of. Sorry guys, I'm not talking that much. I'm really trying to pay attention to the chart here. Very important that I don't miss the entry. All right, there's the displacement that we were looking for. So we either want this to leave this gap open and trade back up into it for an entry, or if it does close this gap, we can take an entry off this order block here, the 50% level of this order block. So one of those two things will happen. We'll either have an order block with a fair value gap below it, which is still very, very strong entry. Or if it closes this up, we'll take the entry off the order block. In about 20 more seconds before this candle closes. Right, we're going to go ahead and put our order on the book here at 54. Wait a second. Well, we filled on the one there. All right, filled on both here. Let's see, actually. I don't really like how far away my stop needs to be on this. 42.50. All right, let's see what happens here. I'm short from the 15 to 24.50. We're just going to target the swing low here. All right, I hate to have the risk this high, but it is what it is. We may get stopped out here. Might just be on the wrong side. Putting it above the order block there. So if that doesn't hold, then we're going to be stopped out for a pretty large loss here. Well, stopped out there. I mean, that's what we were looking for. Market structure shift to the downside. I mean, this literally stopped me out and then just trying to move down. So, well, that's a pretty large loss. And I think that's probably going to go ahead and end the stream there. Not going to take any more trades today. What in the world is going on here? So literally went back and stopped me out. I mean, could I have had my stop somewhere different is the question. And the answer is no. I don't think so. I'm looking. I don't see anywhere else that would have made sense for the stop to go. All right, well, we'll be back at 3 a.m. tonight for the London session. We will see you guys then. Appreciate you watching. Subscribe, like, share the video, comment down below. Have a good day.